Well, this is a design for a very small area, about 5 meters wide by 3 meters deep, and the entrance into this area is through the zone here over a little bridge that tries to create the impression of a Japanese garden onto some grass, and there's a seating area through here. Let's zoom in on that seating area, and if we select the rectangle, you'll notice that it has a width of 450 and a height of 800. That's the size of the rectangle. What we'd like to do is to offset the rectangle so that we get we'll have a concrete fill and then a layer of sort of ornamental bricks around the edge. So if we just check our distances, so if I say from there in about here is about 50 or 60, so if we went half a brick, 110, 55, so let's go modify and offset, and we'll pick the rectangle and right click and just say through point, right click again. That gives me a chance to offset, change the offset distance. So I'll say 55 and then indicate the side. So we now have two rectangles, one offset from the other 55 millimeters. Now let's imagine that we're going to fill this with concrete. We might well polish the top of the concrete at the finish, and I'll have some sort of tiling or brick edging, half brick edging around there. But we want to hatch this central zone with a concrete pattern. So it's draw, hatch, we pick the zone and right click, and up pops the hatch box. Now I've made sure I've loaded CAD That's the pattern file to go that will work in the metric area, but you do need to juggle the scale. The scale at the moment here, density of 217, which is really high. You really want to aim for about a density of less than 2. So we can now pick a pattern by scrolling down. We want concrete, so it's ARCONC, and at a scale of 1, the density is 2. I might make that a little more dense, and I'll make that 0.5, and you can see that spreads things out. But if we went to a zone of 2, we've popped our concrete fill in, so we're hatching. The key issue is to be careful with the scale. You can see the scale over here. Key issue is to keep the scale to a value reasonably low. If you choose a value that's going to put a density of 3 and 4 and 500, the CAD software will go off and spend all day long. It may even crash as it tries to put many entities into the drawing. So hatching can be done in that way. We might, and we would probably here, as we check that that's dense enough, and we should check that it's underneath the little symbol here. We might well take our modify and match properties tool and just match the properties of the hatching to match the color of the background of the frame that holds the hatching. And I'd also be inclined to select it, go tools and send it to the back. So now it's underneath any symbols which overlie it.